Hi, fourth grade. This is Mr. Personette. Miss Personette says you're doing a great job learning from home. Keep up the good work, stay safe, and have fun. Bye.
Wasn't that exciting? Mr. Personette wanted to come and say hi and tell you guys are doing such a great job. I brag about you all the time. And so he wanted to be our guest this week to just say hi and let you know you're doing a great job. So having said that, welcome to our 6th week of online learning. Again, you guys are doing a great job, especially this last week, doing a different kind of StoryWorks and answering those questions in race format. Holy guac. You remembered to restate your question, answer it. Your citations were phenomenal. And then you ended it by explaining, boom, this is why I'm right. So congratulations. Also, looking at the math that we did was a little bit different, and you did a great job. And this week will be similar to that kind of style of math, okay? All right, let's dive in. For your first small group meeting, you are going to read a different kind of article. We're going to take a break from StoryWorks, and you're going to read an article that you can find on your Word document or on the Canvas page under our StoryWorks icon. That's going to be from National Geographic Kids. Now this week we're going to read a story in a short article about the Pacific Northwest Native Americans. So that kind of goes with our social studies that we started before we ended our time in class together. So after you read that short article, you're going to be asked to answer 4 short response, still using that race strategy. So with those 4 questions, you're going to restate the answer it, cite it, and explain it, okay? So it'll be a shorter article, which is why you only have 4 questions and not 6 this time. Have that ready for your first small group. In addition to, meaning and, I want you to take a few moments. It's a 5-minute short video from the Heibold Cultural Center. And it's a video on the cedar tree and salmon and the importance that those 2 things hold to the Pacific Northwest Native tribes, specifically the Tulalip tribe. Now, after you watch that video, I'm going to have you answer 2 short questions. The video questions do not, I repeat, do not have to be in race format. But having said that, I don't want it to just be a 1-word answer. I still want full sentences, but you do not have to use the race format just for the video questions. For the article, yes, you are still expected to use race, but for the video questions, not so much. And again, those questions for both the video and the Native American article, you can find them on our Canvas StoryWorks page under the What's Happening This Week icon of Canvas, or I also had it as an attachment to your weekly email. So for your first reading, for your first small group, you're going to read your article, answer 4 questions, watch a short 5-minute video and answer 2 questions, and be ready to share your responses when you come to your first small group meeting. For that's reading. For your first small group meeting for writing, we are now moving on and transitioning to the conclusion part of your opinion paper. Whew, we are almost to the end, my friends. You picked your topic, you picked your reasons, you wrote phenomenal 3-paragraph reasons, supportive reasons. Last week we focused on your introduction. Now we're going to sum it up and we're going to end with your conclusion. So for your first small group exercise, it's going to be really similar to your introduction. I have emailed you, and it's also on Canvas, 2 conclusion paragraphs. When you read those conclusion paragraphs, I want you to think about 3 things. And these 3 things are going to be what's needed in your conclusion as well. You're going to think about, how did you know, what words or phrases did the author use that told you they're done? What words did they use to tell you, that gave you a clue that, all right, we're coming to an end, we're almost done with this? How did you know that? Also, you're going to keep your eyes peeled. Did they restate their opinion one last time? I know it seems like you're doing that a lot, but in an opinion or persuasive paper, you really want the audience to know what it is you're trying to share with them and tell them. And then finally, how did they end it? What was their final thought? Now, final thought is usually your last sentence. Did they end with a question? Now you should always think that basketball is the best sport ever. And that is going to leave your audience kind of with thinking. Also, it could be a fact if you want it that way. I've also attached some videos to kind of help you with your conclusion if you need it, okay? So those are the 3 things you're gonna come to for your first small group about reading those 2 conclusion paragraphs, and can you find those 3 things in each of those 2 paragraphs, all right? So that is for your first small group. So again, if you wanna pause here, get all that done, and then come back to this video later, perfect, that's fine with me. We're gonna dive into your second small group expectations. So for your second small group expectations, we're gonna finish writing. So in our first meeting, we looked at some examples of a conclusion, and we talked about the 3 things that a conclusion needs to have. How do you know that the conclusion is happening? What words tell you that? Is the statement, their I statement, stated one last time? And did they leave you with a final thought? Now in your second small group, we're gonna hear and share our own conclusions that you have written. Now that you've seen some examples, you're gonna be sharing your conclusion. Did you restate your opinion one last time using that I statement? I think, I feel. Did you sum up your reasons one last time maybe? Did you give us a final thought to leave us and not just boom, your paragraph ended and we're like, oh, are we done? Oh, I didn't know that. Or did you end it in a way that really came full circle and all of a sudden we're like, okay, I got it, I'm good to go. And that can be a tricky part. So we're really gonna focus on that during our second small group to make sure that your conclusion ends in a nice smooth way and not abruptly. So we're not thinking, oh, well, what's next, okay? So that's for your second small group. You're gonna come prepared with your conclusion to your opinion paper written and ready to rock and roll, okay? The second half of your second small group, we're gonna focus on math. Now math this week is a little different, as in we're doing division using money. Now remember, division using money is a great leeway into dividing using decimals, which is something that next year as a 5th grader, you're gonna work very hard on. So we decided what better way to introduce that topic than dividing with money. So I have created a math video that has very similar problems as your math worksheets. I've just changed the numbers and the people's names, but the problem itself is exactly the same, okay? In the video, I was able to show you 3 different examples of how to do that. The first example I used was money, because that's what we're dealing with. We're dividing money by a whole number. The second example I showed you was the zone method, where you take the number and you put it each in its own zone, okay? And then the third way was our standard algorithm of just long division, okay? Now that video is a little bit longer than what we normally do, but that's because these problems are getting harder. I really, really, really want to express that that video is there for you to figure that problem out, especially when it gets into remainders. But remember, since we're dealing with money, it's not gonna be remainder 2, it's gonna be a remainder of $2. So think about that when you're answering your questions, okay? I have attached those math documents to our Canvas page and also as an attachment to your weekly email. There will be 2 documents. So it'll say money word problems page 1 and money word problems page 2. So make sure you complete both pages. So that will be questions 1 through 7 will be your expectation. I did 4 examples in my video. And again, they're the same problems. I just changed the numbers, okay? See if you can maybe match them up to what I chose, okay? And then your final expectation for math is to do, just like this week, another round of extra math, just really honing in on understanding your multiples. And that's a fast fact. You really got to know those to be successful, not only in multiplication, but also in division, because those 2 really go hand in hand and they go piece by piece, okay? So that's your expectation for your second small group. You're going to come ready to share with your conclusion, with your I statement, maybe your reasons one last time, and a final thought. Leave them thinking and it comes to an end. And then we're going to work on those division problems. And with those division problems, I don't want just an answer. I don't want, oh, number 2, I got 6. I really want to know how you got your answer. Which strategy did you use and which worked best for you and your brain? My brain is very different than your brain. So that's what I'm really going to be curious about is what did you choose to answer those questions, okay? All right, we're getting into a great routine. I feel like our videos are going a little faster because you already know what's going on, what's expected. I hope you guys have a great week. It's getting beautiful and sunny outside. I planted my flowers. I got some more flowers, so I'm going to do some of that. And I hope you guys have a great weekend and a great week. Remember, if you need me, my office hours are on Monday from 1 to 2 o'clock. Please use those. Please. I can't tell you how many friends are emailing me random questions that you could have asked during that small group or during that office hour time. That's why it's really important to go through these assignments maybe during the weekend or Monday morning. And then if you have questions or you don't understand something, that's the time to meet with me and say, no, Mrs. Personette, I don't really understand the questions for the paragraphs, or I don't understand the question number 3 for the Pacific Northwest questions. I don't really understand race. Remind me again, that's what that time is for. The wrong time is to email me 10 minutes before your small group and say, hey, I don't get this. You're not using your time wisely, and I really want you to be successful. So when you do come, you feel confident in the work that you have created. So please use that. And also, if you miss that time and you want to Zoom with me or have a phone conversation, that is always an option as well, okay? I'm always going to be here. I just want you to really use your time wisely so that you know the right time to ask those questions and not like 5 minutes before your small group, okay? All right, my friends. As always, if you need me, let me know. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you during your small groups, okay? I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.